And I'm the exchange coordinator. So today, welcome you all to come to the presentation today, and I hope that especially our students will be sharing. So you prepare your questions, and then you could ask them like what's the university life like overseas, and also maybe I'll be talking about some credit transfer issues. So after the sharing, and I will be spending a few minutes to talk about the transfer, and then so maybe and then we also have one student online. She will be also sharing her experience. So there will be 4 students sharing. Okay, so let's maybe I'll pass the time to Grace. Thank you.
Hi. Well, hi, this is Grace. And last year I went to Switzerland for exchange, and I went to the school Zurich University of Arts, which is located in Zurich. And then the course pattern actually is quite different from in Hong Kong HKBU, because in here we have to attend regular timetable, right? But there it's like 1 week, 1 course. So actually the time will be more flexible for you to create your own work or to arrange your travel too. And there, because Zurich is a German-speaking district, so we have to went to that school earlier. For 2 weeks, we will have an intensive German course, but make sure that before you choose your university, look after the course outline whether the language used is in English, because it's kind of difficult to you to, like, even though you have attended German class, it's impossible for you to have university level courses in German, right? And actually every exchange student will got studio-like classes there, which is about 9 credits, ECTS too. And then we have to at last we will have an exhibition, and then we will have 3 supervisors to give us different follow-up. Each of us arrange places to do their own work. And then for me, I did, because I found that the playground in Zurich and Europe actually is so different from the playgrounds we have in Hong Kong. So I observed playgrounds there and create my work here. And here are the exhibition photos. And if you are expecting to have a lot of skills course there, like, you have to think about it, because in there is not mainly focused on like tech, more skill course like watercolors or oil painting. They don't have much this kind of course over to exchange student. So if you're looking for that kind of practical exercise there, maybe this school is not suitable for you. But for me, I gained a lot of precious experience there, because I take some exhibiting, and also I learned how to we have chance to create to join in how to curating an exhibition. And also I joined a course for arts and collecting. I have chance to work with the team in Art Basel to learn about how their operation, how they choose to sponsor different artists, how is it running through that process. And also I joined it across the games. We learn different oh, you can see this photo here actually is our scenario when having lesson. Like, this is the professor. Even he will take part in playing the games we design. So actually the learning atmosphere there is quite freestyle. And then And then one of your biggest concern, I think it may be credit transfer. For me, actually, all of the courses I took there was successfully transferred to the credits I need in HKBU. The staff in AVA and also the international office is quite supportive. So please make sure that you ask them for advice before you choose the school and also plan your choices or in your also that like living in Switzerland, how much I have to pay for the exchange journey. And here I have recalculated for it. And then it offered cheap residentials for students aged 18 to 28. Like for normal renting in Zurich, actually is cost like Swiss francs for 800 to 900, which means it's like around 8,000 Hong Kong dollar per month. But in the student residence, it's only costed like around 5,000 Hong Kong dollars per month. And then each of us can have one room, so we don't have to share beds with like share rooms from people. I really like this patterns, and then but we have to share kitchen and also washroom from the others, but actually it's not that like as cozy. And then you can see the kitchen here actually is quite big. It's just like movie. I don't know, we're living in restaurant, and then every day you like for me, I will go to the kitchen maybe after the rush hour. So actually it's like every day I am having my cooking class in the kitchen. It's quite big and a lot of space for me to improve my techniques. And also, another point I would like to mention is the transport fee there. Actually, all of the transport is run by their SBB there, and then mostly we use tram and also train for transporting. And like and I really recommend people who stay there use the district money travel card, which save a lot of money, because for a single trip, actually, if you from your residence to your school, it takes like 3 Swiss francs each time, but you have to you have to return back home, right? So the commuting actually is quite costly, but if you are taking the travel card, you can use it unlimited per month. So, and then it doesn't work like Hong Kong. It's most of the European countries doesn't work like Hong Kong. Like you use the October card and then exit. No one checking. Somebody you have to show your proof that you have buy your card. So they will have a man always come on the bus or tram to pay the, and if it costs you, you didn't pay anything, and then you have to pay for like 100 Swiss franc, which is like I think 1,000 Hong Kong. Sure, to pay the transport fee. And then for daily expense, actually, I cook by myself all the time because it's too costly to afford eating outside in Switzerland. So I will go to buy the supermarket there, Curbs and also Migros. So it's costed around 2,000 to 2,500 Hong Kong dollars for daily expense. And also, I wanted to mention that the insurance fee for I think everyone have to check whether your country, like I bought insurance in Hong Kong, but it doesn't work because in Switzerland, they need, when you get your resident permit, you need to show you bought the insurance locally. So they have their own insurance and I have to pay extra for it. Like, for example, like 1,000 per month. So make sure, even though you have taken the insurance in HKBU, you need to still search about whether the country you go, it needs their own insurance. And then around, in total, I think I spent around 9,000. Just like as the resident makes with 4 universities, so I met a lot of students all around the world and we create a lot of memories there. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. So maybe so how many credits did you transfer?
I transferred, I think I studied there like 30 ETCS, and then I transferred 15 here in HKBU. So actually it's
15.
15.
Okay. So have you so basically you plan which subjects to study before you
I transferred to most of the level 2 course here. I didn't study in HKBU and then I left the chance to study there.
Oh, so which means you so when you apply, so you already know which subjects you're going to study, and then also you've already asked AR or AVA office, and then which one could transfer to which subject. So this is all before you.
It's important for you to have well planning of like what kind of courses you would like to transfer. What will you get after this exchange to make sure you won't extend study if you don't want.
Okay. So I see lots of gatherings. So did you usually eat together with your roommates or?
Not all the time because it's kind of tired. Like every time you get to your residence and then everyone start a little chat for you. So most of the time I eat by myself, but when we have some special events or someone's birthday, or even maybe 1 or 2 times per month, per week is enough.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, just an experience I also share because I've been to Zurich before and also Switzerland. And one thing you mentioned about, yeah, you need to be honest. Yeah, you need to follow the regulations there. Don't be like, oh, I don't pay and no one will know, and then the penalty is huge. Yeah, and I drove there and then I got a speeding ticket and I think it's 600 Swiss franc I need to pay.
Oh.
And only like speeding like only over 10 miles per hour, just which is nothing, but I need to pay 600. And so if you don't pay, you need to go to jail or never go back to Switzerland again. So yeah, so different cultures, so it's different. So you need to respect the regulations. Yeah, they're quite strict. So okay, thank you. So if you have some questions you want to ask Grace now, you could leave it later. So any questions, immediate questions you want to ask now? Okay, maybe we'll wait later and yeah, maybe yeah. Let's have a pick up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to use the mic.
Can you?
There.
Yeah, I think I can hear.
Okay, so maybe I'm not using a mic then. So, hi, I'm Kika, and I went to Chongang University in South Korea in 2022. I went to exchange in the first semester in year 3. So why I plan to go in year 3 is because I can have more time to plan whether what studio I need or what I need to do for my honors project. So like more flexibility at that time, because usually my other friends like Grace, they went in semester 2, so everything was a bit different, I guess. So for me, I didn't really ask about the transfer before I go to exchange because I plan ahead to go already in year 1 or year 2. So I just spare all my free electives course or some of my level 2 course to my exchange study. So I already planned that I have the chance that I need to defer. So it's up to you, but this is what I think of. And then in Chongan University, actually they have 2 campuses, and the main campus is in Seoul. But for us studying visual arts, sports, or science, there are another campus called the Ansong campus. So which is, if you take the high-speed bus, it takes like an hour and a half away from, yes, from Seoul. But it's good to experience some life that away from the city. So yeah, it's a nice place. So this is the map you can see. So Seoul is up there, and then Ansong is right there. I don't know if you know where Suwon is. It's like in between both places. So it like the fastest way to travel is taking the bus, but it's like an hour and a half. So if you miss the bus or the bus is sold out, you have to take train and you have to go to here, another city, to take the train. And it takes 2 hours from that station. So yes. So it's more like living away from the city. But the campus is big and very nice. So these are different photos that I took from the season. So the first photo on the left is when I arrived, it's during summer. And then the second photo is around September to October. So it's more like the autumn time. And then this is before I leave, which is December. So it's very snowy at that time. So if you go to Korea this time, I think you have to prepare a lot of clothes because the weather changed a lot. And then there are some videos I took at the campus. So they have their own sport ground. It's like in the mountain somewhere. And this is from the entrance of the campus. And then these are all the dormitory you see here. So in this campus, what is different from the Seoul campus is you can apply to the dormitory directly within the campus, which means our studio course, you just need to walk 5 minutes to the studio from your dormitory. So during that time, I've been walking a lot away from the studio and the dormitory. And this is the photo of a dormitory. So usually it's like a 2-person's bedroom. And usually because we are exchange students, you will be paired up with another exchange student in this dormitory, and which is very cheap. It's like around like 4,000 something Hong Kong dollars for like whole semester. So your whole, like from late August to around early December, you can live there with this price. And yeah, but you can't choose your roommate because they will arrange it for you. And so actually it's a quite interesting experience because my roommate is from Sweden. So we have very different cultural background. And I don't know if you know Sweden, they snow every year for a long time. So when the time that is snowing, she got used to it. But for us, we are not really used to it. But something it's good, they can, like she can provide some tips for me that how we can keep warm with less clothes and simpler way that I found very effective.
Drinking?
No. Actually, what she said is just a rain, like a jacket that is waterproof, and then always wear your gloves. And then Oh, yes, that's the thing that because the Ansong campus is very far away and small, and unfortunately, we can't get into the Korean class because we don't have enough students in that course. Because like they have courses in English, teaching in English, and courses teaching in Korean, but because some of our students, like exchange students, their course are clash with the Korean class, so they cancel the Korean class. So my friends here, like from Europe, they want to take that class a lot, but they cancel it, so which is really sad. But for me, it's okay because I actually learned Korean before. So I recommend if you have basic Korean skills, it's easier for you to survive in this school. Yes. Yes, I would say survive. Yes, definitely. Because I think the professor and also students there, they can understand English, but they can't speak really well. So they still speaking to you in Korean. They are very friendly, but they still try to speak to you in Korean. So
So even the course they said is meant to be taught by English,
yes, but
they
still
still
some
speak in Korean.
some of them, yes.
Oh, okay.
I will explain a bit more later. And so luckily we have like a buddy program. So every exchange students, they will be split into groups because the Anson campus is small. So everyone from that campus will be in one group. And we have a Korean local students as our buddy. So if you have any questions or translating or anything related to the school, you can find her to help us. So this is a thing that the school provide us, which is very good. And then these are the courses I took. So actually I choose all courses there are year 3 and year 2 course because something different from there, they are very concentrated. So from starting from year 1, they already need to choose their major. For example, if they are majoring in ceramics or woodwork, they are only focusing on that. If they are only doing painting, they do 4 years painting. So for us, I have to choose the craft and design department because we can't directly go into the painting department. No, we can't. But we can take class from the other department, which is fun. So here, the craft and design department are mainly on woodworking, ceramics, and metalwork. So you are majoring in that one first. Everyone has to be there. And yeah, and then the second one we can choose is photography or digital art as our major. But it doesn't really matter about it doesn't really bother what course you want to choose in a class in the school. So that's why I also take 3D modeling, screen printing, and also live drawing class. So I actually took every class in the arts department. Yeah. But then I mainly focus on craft and design, so I can take a level 3 course in ceramics. Yeah, even I asked the teacher that I don't know anything about that, but the teacher is very kind and he said, no problem, no problem. I said, really? But then I found out it's really no problem. Yes, because it's fun. I think their system, the way of teaching is very different, and they are really skill-based. So their studio actually opens every day, even in weekend, like Saturday and Sunday, they also open from 7 to 11. So that's why I was saying I went to the ceramic studio every day until 11. So this is a ceramics room, and every one of us can have one drawing with, yes. So we have our own space. And also the kiln is very big, which is something that is fun there. Their kiln are operated by a class leader. So you just need to communicate with him to turn on the kiln. Yes. So that's why they don't have a schedule for the kiln, but you can ask him, and actually he had schedule every week. So anytime you have things you want to be in the kiln, you can just communicate with him. And then something that is fun that they also provide by the school, that we have a trip for international students, which is free. So you just need to register. They directly have a bus to drive you to where is this? Oh, Incheon. So this is near the airport. So from the map we saw earlier, they directly have buses sending us from the campus to the area they decide for that trip. And I think because also that time the trip is for our campus. So very lucky at that time, that place has a residency visit at, nearby. So we went into the residencies and see every different artist studio at that time. So you can see there, these are all the name list of the artists at that time are residents in this gallery, which is very big. And it's like, I think it's like 3 floor, and then each floor have 5 to 6 studios. Yes, so it's a very big art open studio visiting, which is a very good chance we can have a look into. And then, okay, about food and drinks, because Anson is very far away from the city, so actually nothing good to eat a lot. And this is very small, but the thing is, the spending of food in Korea is much cheaper than Hong Kong. It's like half price than Hong Kong's spending. So if you think of how much you spend every week in Hong Kong, it's just like half. Even a cup of tall coffee, maybe it's like $20 Hong Kong dollars, a big one. Yes. And then we usually go coffee shops and drinking every Saturday night. And yeah, and then it's just opposite to the dormitory. They have like a canteen, and the canteen is very, very cheap. It's just around $25 per meal. So, but be careful, all the food are kimchi, so they are not spicy, but if you had too much, maybe you didn't get used to it. It doesn't, like, you get bored. Yes. But it's good you can have like cup noodles and stuff. Yeah. And sometimes we also go to the other go to some supermarket behind the school and do some shopping, and you can do your own meal in the dormitory. But we don't have a kitchen, so you can only do like fast food, like with microwave. But something that is good that they have festival every year, like every semester, I would say. So I think this they held before snow. So it's like around early October. So they have festival every semester in both campus. And so that's why some student, if you don't have class, they even went outside to Seoul to attend their festival there, because we have 3 buses every morning and I think every night going back and forth to both campus, which is free for students, but you have to catch them on time. So this is something that their school provide us. But the festival, you have to line up for the tickets. Yes. So they even invite very famous Korean artists to the school. Like, I think, yeah, many. Every semester. I think last time they have ITZY in the Seoul campus. Yeah, so that's why everyone went outside. And something very important that you have to do in Korean is, aside from the student visa that we made in Hong Kong, you have to register for an alien card, which is for you to stay in Korea for your whole period. But something that is stupid, that you have to book in for the registration right at the day when you arrive Korea, because at least it takes you a month or 2 months to wait for the registration. And then once you get the card, maybe a month after, you already need to going back to Hong Kong. And that card you have to return back to the embassy when you leave Korea. So I didn't get the card back to Hong Kong because you need to give it back. But with that card, you are much more convenient because you can apply for a cell phone card, because if you need to purchase something online in Korea, if you don't have a register, like a real person registered cell phone card, you can't really order things online. Yes. So, and you know, our campus is very far away. If you need art supplies, which is very, very stressful. Yes, they only have a very small art supply behind the school, but they only sell things for painting, I think. Yes. But if you need tools for like a bigger canvas or better paint or brushes, you need to order it online. That you really need to find someone to help you, or not, you really need this card for you to order online. So, and also the system that you need to book for the registration is very hard. Sometimes you will find that all the schedules, the earliest schedule will be fully booked. So some of my friends, they even book it once they arrive. The earliest day is like 3 months after. So for example, you arrive in August and the registration for this card is in October, but then you are leaving in December. So yes, that's why this is something that is more complicated if you are going to exchange in Korea. And yeah, that's all for my sharing. But in this school, it's more like skill-based school. So if you want to train for like very skillful in different medium, or you want to explore what kind of medium you want to concentrate later for your honors project, I think this school is very good for us. Yes.
Oh, just a quick question.
Yes.
So some courses will be taught in English and some
Oh,
will
yes,
be
yes, yes, yes,
Korean.
yes. Mm-hmm.
So your course is English and
And Korean also, because I learned Korean. Actually, the ceramic class is only for Korean.
oh, I
Yeah,
see.
because it's level 3, so they only taught in Korean. But luckily, the professor is very nice, so he keep using translator for us.
Oh.
So he has special care to me and my friend.
Oh,
So luckily, I have met a Hong Kong student also from EDU, I think.
oh,
And we do ceramics together, and the professor is very nice. But all my other courses are taught in English, especially painting, because they have like foreign teachers there. But mostly if the Korean student presenting, even the course are taught in English, they still presenting in Korean.
okay.
So yeah.
So it's only that the professor, the one who teaching is a foreigner. So
Yeah.
he will be using
English. I mean, the media course also teach in most of the media course are taught by English, like photography, 3D modeling, or video work editing or design. That school, most of them are teaching in English because they said that most of the software are in English. That's why they are mainly taught in English in those. But if like the crafting or painting, that kind, they will be more speaking in Korean. Yes.
So there are actually no like two versions of classes, one in English.
No,
one...
actually, they from the list they had like separate them. They have a list that class taught by English only for us to choose. But even if you are there, sometimes like it happens to my friends, they do science. The teacher will say, oh, I recommend you to not taking my class because I will mainly be teaching in Korean. So they will tell you about this. But yeah, this is very frustrating for us because if you really don't know Korean and your requirement doesn't allow you to choose some other course, that means you will have no course in this exchange period if you can't choose anything. But for us, I think because we do visual arts, so it's still better than the science students.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So after the change, did you so all the courses actually went to 3 electives?
Yeah,
or...
I actually for ceramics I changed it back to skill course, and then the 3D modeling also I changed it back to the skill course, and screen printing also. But some of them may be, for example, ceramics, I only have the throwing one.
Oh,
So my level 2 course for ceramics, I only
1.5.
Yeah, 1.5. But the other 1.5 I don't have.
I see.
Yes, that's the difference between, but still because you can change it back to like a major level 2 course. Because like some of the, I don't know how can I explain, but like some of my credits, they are satisfied with our courses here, but we don't have that entitled.
Yeah.
So they still call the major level 2 course, but they don't have
generic ones.
Yeah,
so
but
you
they
don't substitute that with
yeah. So that's mean with that you only have a requirement for level 2, but you can't bring this for use to as a prerequisite course for level 3. You can't do this, but the painting you can bring it to the level 3.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's
Thank-
more complicated. You need to calculate and communicate with the AVA office after. Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
The webcam is off. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm Wei, and I'm going to share my exchange experience. I finished my 1 semester exchange in America, and I also like finished the summer exchange like in Germany, but I only like focus on the America one. So when was it? That is like in 2023, the semester 1 in year 3. And I highly recommend you guys, if considering to go on exchange, please consider like finish in year 3. Otherwise, like if you mess up the credit transfer, it's like you probably like get deferred or like whatever. And then I chose America. That's a university called Oxford University, and it's kind of like HKBU. They provide different courses. It's not a visual art like major university. So yeah. And then why I'm going for exchange, I think most likely it's like you guys want to experience like new culture, new experience, and especially for me, I want to get some like new insight. And then maybe I will see whether there's like connections I can build up with like the locals there. And then like how like, okay, so it changed my life by like telling me or like observing like the difference between USA and Hong Kong. So, okay, because I think I want to share more about like other than the university, but I think I want to share about like how to apply or like what considerations you may think of like before you apply for it. So this is like the procedure I'm like trying to apply for my exchange program. And the most important part is like check the IO website. Why? Yeah, I'm going to explain. Okay, so like by where do you want to go? Like to me, like I'm thinking about the country first because like which type of like experience you want to like try is like basically I think is because of like where you're going to exchange. Therefore, like where do you pick is like very important. And then think about the exchange like semester because like some of the universities like Germany or like some European countries, actually their fall semester, like the period is different with like Hong Kong. Maybe they will start in like I don't know, like earlier or later. Like some people they will go on an exchange, maybe like start from December or like start from like April, and then it will cross like the whole summer. So you can think about like the fall semester in the country you're going to. So check the date. And then this is the university I went, therefore I'm taking it as an example. And then some of the universities, actually you can see there is a fact sheet. And please take carefully look at the fact sheet because that actually provides all of the information you need. And then look at the requirement as well, because like if you don't fulfill it, so like basically it's like you are not able to apply for that university. And then for my university, I went and then they basically like put on everything. So you can see like for the dormitory, it's about like 3,000 something like in US dollars. And then like the meal plan is mandatory. So I really hate that planning because like I don't like the food in cafeteria. It's like a buffet, like American buffet style, but they provide like not good, like not good food. It's like shitty food, but you still have to pay for it. And if you skip the meals, you don't receive any refund or like whatever. It's like, yeah, it's like whatever. And then like the student fees, the book or like materials, actually like because I took the arts courses there and therefore actually I have to pay for the art material, but I don't know why they didn't charge me. Therefore at the end I didn't pay. So it's a good news to me. And then the health insurance, I think it's the same as them. It's like I also bought the insurance under HKBU. That is like under Zurich insurance company. However, they also require us to apply for the student insurance in America. So it costs about like 800 US dollars. It's more than like 6,000 Hong Kong dollars. So it's kind of like expensive to me. And then you can also check about the next page. Yeah, the student feedback. Some of the university, because HKBU students already went there before, and sometimes they will put on the feedback. Even me, I also like put on the feedback. So you can check whether the comment is good on that, and then they will also like provide you like how much they spend there, and you can like estimate how much you have to spend there. And then for the financial assistance, to me, I'm not like rich, and therefore I'm always like, seeking for opportunities that I can get free money. And then check for the sponsorship, it's like for everyone. It's like according to the region, and you can get like different amount of like money. And then for scholarship, I think it's over like GPA over like 2.8. So remember to apply it. But I think when you apply the exchange program, it already stated that, and you don't really have to like worry about anything. But you can also think about the low interest loan because I think it's kind of like good deal. Therefore, you don't have to worry about like the money you have to like save, so you can go for the exchange like easier. Oh yeah, and then this is what I was talking about is like how to consider which school I'm going to. So like to me, like country is the most important thing to me. And then, but I also remind you guys can like check where the location fit you guys. Guys, if you are like very like going out person, so I prefer you maybe like choose the place like closer to the city. Otherwise, it's like me like in Minnesota, it's like a rural place, and therefore you can't you can barely find anything to do. So it's kind of like, you know, and then like is it like closer to the places you want to stay behind? Because like, you know, like the flight ticket, even though it's in the same country, but it's still expensive. Therefore, actually you can also consider whether it's like if you want to go to New York, maybe you can pick the university maybe in New York, and therefore like easier to go to the places you want. And then anything nearby, like we just mentioned, maybe like the supermarkets, like is it close by? Because like to my school, and it's not very close. It's like you have to walk for like 30 to 45 minutes. And then if you try to take the Uber, it costs you more like 10 US dollars per one ride. And then like for the scooter, it's like 1 point something US dollar per 1 minute. And therefore it costs like more. Otherwise, you can split with your friends, but still like it's expensive. And or you can find a friend they have a car, so you can get free rides. And then like you can also think about the ranking or like the diversity. Like to me, I also think about the diversity. Diversity is like the whether people are diverse, like whether they are like come from different country, because like maybe you get racist and I don't know whether you're concerned about it. If you're concerned about it, maybe like you can think about more international school and therefore like try to lower down your concerns of it. And then to me, I only consider to take the art courses there. And then I check like I'm thinking like, oh, I want to go to America. And then I just look up the university, maybe like they're like kind of good. And I think about the art courses, whether they provide like sculpture or like whatever. And I would just go through their courses and then remember to check whether that will be provided in the semester you are going. Because when I was thinking about like taking the sculpture course there, but at the end they didn't provide in the semester I was going. Therefore, it's kind of like, okay, but still, because like you have to apply it and then like the international office will give you like the name of the school, like the result, and then you can't change anymore. You can't like back them to change. No, there's no bargaining space. And then, yeah, this is like very, very important. It's like confirm with the exchange coordinator. Like you have to go through all the courses you want to take or like potentially take. And then please do send an email to the exchange coordinator with a table that lists all the courses you want to take and also the courses that are equivalent in HKBU. Therefore, like your coordinator will have like easier communication with you. And remember, everything black and white. Remember that. Otherwise, like phone call or like whatever, like you don't know school, maybe they will change. But if it's like black and white, and therefore like they can't like try to like, oh, I can't transfer that credit for you. No. So please remember like black and white. And this is the table. Basically, yeah, it's hard to see. So basically, this is the table I sent to the coordinator that time. And then that is screen cap from the HKBU course description and then with the course title, course name, and course description. And the other one is like I was taking in my exchange university and it's still the same. And I just sent everything to my program coordinator and then she like that time, yeah, Evelyn. And then Evelyn will let me know whether that is equivalent. And then if approved, and then like you can like get less stress to go because you can like guarantee they will transfer for you. However, some cases I will talk about this. Yeah, something like goes wrong, like what? So like in Oxford of the courses is like 4 credits. And then like but in HKBU it's only like 3 credits for like the course and as you know. And then so how will it count? So basically it's like 4 to 3. So there's no bargaining space. You can't say, oh, because that is like 4 credits there and I transfer 4 credits back. No, that's not like coming. And then for like transfer, yeah, and I actually transfer a level 3 studio. That is possible, but you have to like, I would say that takes effort because like I was asking about the advanced painting course in Augsburg and then whether I can transfer back in painting studio in HKBU. And before that, and then my program coordinator said yes. However, when I went back to Hong Kong and then the AR said no, because like the 4 credits there can't be equivalent to 9 credits here. And then at the end, I have to like negotiate with like the AR and also the AVA department. And then they allow me to take like live drawing course there and then the advanced painting course there. So 8 credits and an equivalent to 9 credit painting studio here. Therefore, sometimes there is a gray area. So you have to negotiate with the AR and also the AVA program coordinator. And then, yeah, and why I can transfer like 8 to 9 is because I have extra credit like 4 credits and I can only transfer like 3 back. And then for the level 2 courses. So basically, like if you have to take level 3 studio, you have to fulfill the requirement. And I took the ceramic course in Augsburg. And then like before that, I didn't really know whether I can transfer back to HKBU. So make sure like it's better for you to like check with your professors first. Even though you don't know her or like him, it's still fine. You can send an email to see. Otherwise, like there will be lots of trouble. Like the bargaining area is just like, yeah, sometimes there's a gray area. And then you have to like do so many calling and negotiation. Yeah. And I remember to make documentations is very, very important. It's like me because I went to Oxford University and I made the documentation for my professors over there. But I also like, you can see, I also sent to Ray. It's like, oh, hi, I took the course there. And then I was wondering whether that can be like fulfill the requirement for taking ceramic studio. And then you can list about like the what you have done, and then like the course description and the skills like you already like you have learned, and then just show the professors that, oh, you really learned something. So you're going to take the student back here. Otherwise, you can only transfer to free elective, and I think like that will be like harder for you to like fulfill your graduation requirement. And then that is the preparation tips. I think like that are useful for you. So always remember, it's like early application of everything, especially IELTS. If you're thinking about going like not Asian countries, but like European or like whatever, please take the IELTS as soon as possible, because like you can also like retake it if you fail, and then it's like easy. But if you get the overall score over or like equal to 7, actually you can get the full sponsorship from HKBU, and make sure you don't waste any chance to get your money back. And then remember to buy the HKBU insurance, even though like you have to buy the insurance, student insurance in the country you're going, but still remember to buy the HKBU insurance, because that is so cheap, like for 2 or like 3 months, and it's only like few hundred Hong Kong dollars. But that can basically cover like your stay behind your or your before trip. And then I want to like recommend is like always get one-way flight ticket, because you never know like how long you're going to stay, or like whether you want to extend your like period there. And then, or maybe you want to go on a trip like with the friends you met there. So you never know. So only get one-way ticket is always the best. And then like if you're getting one-way ticket, and then just get it as early as possible. Or if you have like some credit cards with like saving miles, you can use the miles. I highly recommend this, especially going to Europe or like US. And then consider of shipping your package before leaving or departing, because like sometimes you have to pay for the luggage fee, especially if you have to pay like at the airport. It's like so expensive, but you can like always be well prepared, and therefore you can ship it before or like after. And then this is basically my exchange life. So if you're curious about Oxford University, so you can take a look. The dormitory is like that, and then 2 people sharing a room. And then like I'm lucky that I don't have any roommate, therefore I'm like living alone in a like large room. And but like I was living in the floor house, and then basically there are like 6 or like 7 rooms, and then like it's like co-gender. So I'm living with like boys and girls, but like we have a very close bonding. We always like cook together, like have fun or like drink together. It's like so much fun. And especially like that is like American style. And therefore there are always gonna be like so many parties, like drinking, hang out, or like whatever. But I would say like just go for it, just experience everything, because like the connections or like the experience or like the memories always come from, oh, you want to hang out? And then you can just say yes, and then try to say yes to everything. Unless that is like drugs or like cigarettes, and you know that. And then, oh, and for the excursion, like when I was doing my summer exchange in Germany, and then they also have the not excursions. So basically it's like the free trips or like day trips for exchange students. But for America one, they don't really have excursions, but they do have some like orientation stuff, and you have to like assign for it, and then make sure you don't miss anything. Like you can do is like check the emails like every single day, so you don't miss out anything. And then what else? Yeah, this is just so much fun. So if you're thinking about experiencing like whatever or like American culture, I highly recommend you like Western culture or like very different from Hong Kong. I highly recommend you to go to America. And then, oh, and then that is my professor in Oxford, and then he invited me to the Thanksgiving dinner. And then like you can notice that there are some festivals maybe like different from like Asia, and then like you can always like see whether you have opportunities to experience as more as you can. And then I also like, oh, this is in the middle one, that is the studio, and then the other one is also my studio. And then basically you have a work area, and then you basically work there. And then for the studio opening hour, I think it's from 7 or 8 until midnight. And then like you feel free to get there. And then this is the estimated cost. And then this is what I showed you before. And then this is the money. I think it's like quite blurry, but like I always like try to make the record of like the cost I spent. So basically it's like every month about like 9,000 to 10,000 Hong Kong dollars. And then that's not including the dormitory fee or like insurance fee, no, it's just like my expense. And then, yeah, and then everything is like kind of expensive. So, yeah, you can do some research before you go to any other country. And then for, yeah, Q&A section, and then like, I think I can leave it like together. And then, but if you have any question about going to America or like Germany, you can always like give me a text. And then for the credit transfer, I transfer, I transfer 16 credits like back to Hong Kong. So you don't really have to like, maybe like some people, they will save all of the free electives for exchange program, but I'll tell you like, you don't really have to do that, but you really have to do a very clear, well planning.
So your 16 credits to the major.
Yeah, major
And then
elective.
do you have any free elective as well? So altogether, how many?
Like I transferred back like 9 credits for painting studio, 3 credits for ceramics, like that is level 2, and then like 3 credits for like glass is also level 2, and then 1 credit is like wellness. Like you can like take 3 elective like overseas, like in your during your exchange program, but because for me, I want to experience like different style of teaching style, like for arts courses. Therefore, I didn't really save the free elective. I just spent like in HKU, but I do well plan myself. Therefore, like I can transfer the credit back.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, lots of good. So just one last question. Did you manage to get any subsidies or scholarship? Yeah. So the one. So it helps with so about 10,000, 9,000 to 10,000 per month is the cost, and then how much roughly is the scholarship? How many percent you need to?
Like for sponsorship, so everyone can receive it. It's like 19,000 Hong Kong dollars you can receive from international office, and then like 19,000 Hong Kong dollars for scholarship if your GPA is equal or greater than 2.8, and then you can get IELTS sponsorship like 2,300 Hong Kong dollars if you get overall 7 or like greater than 7. And then you can also, I also like get the loan from HKBU, and it's also like 1900, yeah, 1900. 1900 is it 1900?
1,900
Oh, shit.
or
19,000 19,000蚊，總之每樣嘢都係大概19,000蚊咯。咁同埋係咯，就係咁。
So kind of break even or?
You can see, okay, we can look back at you see this only for like the cost I have to pay for the dormitory, and then the annoying meal plan, and then the fees, and then it's already like $8,000 US. So it's like 6萬4， and so it's already 6萬4.
So mainly the 10,000, those are mainly your spend.
Yeah.
From your pocket.
Yeah, from my own pocket.
But good, yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a little bit overrun. Hope you guys don't mind that, because we still have one sharing, and then also I want to talk about short career transfer. But I think there are lots of good tips for you guys. So yeah, let's continue.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we can't see you. Can you share the screen? Are you allowed to? Do you have the controls?
No, it said I have to request.
Let me try it now.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you see the screen now?
Yes, we can see that.
Okay. So now can I start?
Yes, you can start.
Okay. Hi, I'm Crystal. I'm happy to share my exchange experience in University of Wollongong. So here is some background about me. instead of like, I know a lot of AVA students choose to go on exchange in Korea or Germany or UK, but for me, I didn't choose these common options because I really like Australia. So similar to the person who shared before, I also picked country first. So I typed Australia in the search engine at HKBU's website. So it shows like a list of schools that provided in Australia. But I think people have to be aware of that is that its list is university level. So what does it mean by university level? Then those on School of Creative Arts is that for this kind of schools, not only ABA students can apply for, but also like for BU business students, they can also apply for this school. So for people who want to go to Australia, you have to really look for this school. Are they providing art subjects or not? So for this school, they do provide art subjects, but you may be aware of that. It may not be as intense as in HKBU's AVA course. Yeah, so you really have to like search for the school and look for the subjects you want to apply for. So here is the timeline. I applied for the exchange in year 3, semester 1. So because as I do research, I already know I cannot transfer the studio back. So I know I will like when I back to Hong Kong, I have to take free studio. So my suggestion is for you guys, you can apply for studio in year 2, semester 2, because even if you can't transfer a studio, you still have the time to take the studio and it won't crush with your graduation project. And always ask yourself why you want to choose that particular school and plan beforehand. So Google is always your best friend. So search for the school and type exchange sharing in YouTube or Google. And also really look for the scholarship and sponsorship provided by HKBU. So for me, here is a screenshot for the email that's sent by the HKBU Exchange International Office. So I received like a sponsorship and scholarship. So as far as I know, like some of my friends receive interview chance, so they even get like a higher amount of scholarship. So please be aware of that and don't wait till deadlines. So here are some criteria when choosing the school. So for example, what do you want to learn? Like photography, printmaking, or something that are not provided by AVA, or some so like some people also look at schools ranking. So for my advice, it would be like really go to the school's website and look for the subjects they're going to have in the semester you choose. And also another advice would be ask about APA office if you're not sure about the credit transfer. For my own experience, I've sent many emails with ABA, but I think it's really like time consuming and it's not really efficient. So I just basically call them, and the staff are really nice and they offer a consultation a meeting with me, and I have like a clear insight on whether I should choose that subject or not. So I suggest if you're not sure, you can just call AVA. So after handling the application, there are still a lot of procedures you have to go through. For example, you have to apply visa, insurance. For people who want to study in Australia, you have to take health checking. For instance, body check, chest X-ray, etc. Yeah. So after this preparation stage, you can finally like enjoy. So there's a reason why I would choose Australia specifically, because I really like this country, and I think it's really like people are really nice there, and they really like value about work-life balance. Also it's a really good chance to practice my English. And like for a fun fact, the weather is opposite from Hong Kong, so and it's they have like a summer Christmas there, so you can see like the Santa Claus are wearing shorts instead of long sleeves clothes. So for my school, it's not in Sydney. It's like a suburb from like 1 hour and a half. But if you take the train, and I really like this suburb because it's really close to the beach, and there will be a free bus surrounding from the main campus and the beach and the city center. So you basically don't have to pay anything. But if you would need to travel to Sydney, of course you have to pay for the train. And also their facilities and infrastructure is really well constructed. I even have a botanic garden near my residence, like on campus. And there are many Asian grocery stores, so you don't really have to worry about anything, like when talking about food. So for my studies, I take graph drawing, painting, photography, immersive media, and interface design. So as I mentioned, this school is not fall on the category of like faculty base, instead it's on university level. So you have to be aware that for this school, the art subjects may not be as intense as in HKBU. The vibe will be more chill, and I don't know, is it because of their lifestyle in Australia? They really value about work-life balance. So the studio, they basically close at around like 4 or 5. So it's really surprising because in HKBU, like most of people leave stay at the studio at around like 11 or 12. So it's really crazy about like how people really value about the time spending with their friends or family after the working hours of school. And that's what I really found surprising. And yeah. So apart from studies, there will be like social life. I think what my school is really good about is they always have like different events. For example, different it like you can stay at the school to have different events to join with your friends. And also, so for me, I'm really like a shy person, but I really took the active role in meeting friends during the exchange period because I know it would be like a really good chance to know people around the world. I met like friends from Japan, Taiwan, and Vietnam, and etc. And I think it's really like a good time to know different culture when you're talking with them. So yeah, so I applied for an on-campus residence, and I live in a really good place where I share a flat with 3 girls from like one of them a local, another is a Vietnam, and another is come from UK. We always play card games in our flat, and sometimes we cook together. And also for the residents, there will be like different rooms, for example, like movie room, like game room for you to enjoy with your friends. So I really like that residence. So for my exchange journey, I always grab the chance for exploring different places in Australia. Uh, so as far as I know, there will be a free time. I will grab the chance to go to Sydney to visit the museum or other places. My advice would be like, don't afraid of being alone, because some classmates I know they don't like being alone, and sometimes they will like ask for their friends to go with them. But the problem with this is because different people will have different schedule. So if you want to like go to a place with a friend, you have to like wait for a long time, like when everyone will be free. So I think it's not that effective. So yeah, so don't be afraid of being alone. So uh, every time when you know you're free at that time, and you can like grab the chance and go to explore your city. So during my exchange, I do take some solo trips to Brisbane and Melbourne. I live in like the hostel there and do a backpacking. So I didn't take much stuff with me. I think it's more convenient if you're doing a trip as alone, and I really enjoy it. Um, so yeah, so when I back to Hong Kong, I think the biggest takeaway would be do not stress about credit transfer. I know like some classmates gave up on doing an exchange because they worry about the credit transfer, which I think is really sad. because it's really like a life-changing experience for me. So I used to like stress about credit transfer before I go to an exchange. I always ask people, oh, what should I do? What should I do? But after I'm back, I start to realize like every people like have different timeline. And some people like I know they decide to go to a semester for exchange, and some of my friends like take a year for get year for an internship. So like everyone have different timeline, and you don't really like have to compare yourself with others. Like, oh, like my classmate already finished the studio, and what about me? And I don't think like you have to do have this mindset. Just like I think like so if you like choose to go on exchange, so you have planned about it, and so I think you don't have to stress about it as long as you plan about it and you know what are you doing. So I think like the exchange experience is very valuable, and it's very important through my important memory through my university study. And I think I never regret in taking the choice of going on exchange, even though I have to like take a studio next year along with my graduation project. I think I can make it. Yeah, so yeah, here's my IG and email. So if you have any question, you can ask me. Yeah, that's the end of my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. Yes, it's I think it's Crystal mentioned a very important point, and then also from the previous presenters also sharing that this is actually a very unique experience. Sometimes you may need to sacrifice a little bit, but yeah, they all felt that they really enjoyed the time. So thank you. So maybe I'll just spend a few minutes to talk about credit transfer, and then we'll open the floor for questions. Okay. So yeah, lots of words, but hopefully it's not too difficult and not complicated. So basically, all your credits, and then also Wingy mentioned earlier how she transferred. You could transfer to major required courses, major electives courses, even general electives courses, and then 3 electives. So you see the units next to it. It basically is the graduation requirements that you need. So, but one thing I want to ask is any senior year entrance? Okay, so maybe I don't know. So how much units you've transferred when you join?
我諗係我打即係諗定係要 defer。
哦，諗定要 defer. Okay. Yeah, maybe there are other concerns. Yes, like depending when you join year 3, how much units you've transferred, and then how many units you need to take. Okay, so sometimes you need to take maybe a little bit more general electives. I don't know. So these are basically you could transfer to different categories, but of course, for senior year entrance, you need to be a little bit concerned about your transfer at year 3, including the exchange transfer. So these 2 transfers add up together cannot be more than 2/3 of 128 units. Okay, but usually that is quite a lot. So you won't kind of exceed that probably. Yeah. So, but yeah, you need to calculate. So, okay, so let's have a look. So how do we approve? Okay, so basically, as Wingy mentioned, you need to prepare all the outline of the course so that we would know the course content, or how many hours, content hours, and also how many units. Okay. And then later on, you will also be looking at your transcript. And who will approve? Tom will approve. So our program director will look at the information. So that's your course content, and then maybe you also need to indicate which course you want to transfer. So we will compare the 2 courses. So if the content matched, and then basically, yeah, we will usually approve. Okay, so if the content is not necessarily the same, it's a different subjects. So actually, yeah, as a BU, AVA doesn't really offer that kind of courses. So then there will be, we call a generic course code, like major 2035 or something like 32005. Those are generic course code. And then you may also be approved. And then your credit will be transferred to either major electives or 3 electives, but not a direct course that you could transfer. Okay, so but everything, if it is unrelated to visual arts, then maybe it's a language course. Then AR will transfer your case to another department to approve your case. Okay, so yeah, and also you cannot transfer more credits than those granted by the overseas institution. So for example, when you mentioned, yeah, even she did 4 units, and then she could only transfer 3 units at BU. Okay, but at the end she actually used that 1 unit, yeah, to cover some of her, her studio course. So at the end she didn't waste any units, but I don't know. So sometimes some units may be wasted, yeah, especially because we are all like counting 3 or 1.5 units per course. So it may not match the other universities. Okay, so so here are some examples. I think this is also on the web. So just to show you, so yeah, these are different universities, and you see some courses actually transfer to the major core and electives. Okay, and some of them transfer to 3 electives. And then even general education, yeah, for GE course, some courses actually could transfer there as well, but there are also requirements for GE course. So so these are the course code. So that is kind of approved by Tom. So and so the content actually matched. So so after exchange, you will be able to for example, like this one tableware. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's actually your course. Yeah, so now it become ceramic wheel throwing technique. So VART 2555. So actually 1.5 units has been transferred. Okay, so and then also even like graphic design, there is studio course which is 9 units, so it's also possible. And even for some of the major core courses you could transfer, like let's see, this one, creative research, and then it is actually approved, and then it is a interdisciplinary practice in visual artists. So it become a level 4 VART 4035. So it is actually a core course. So she could actually transfer that as well. So so make sure, yeah, you did all the preparation, have the course content, so that we can compare the course. And then you could ask, yeah, you could send to me, yeah, or you could also send to the AVA office, and then we'll have a look, see whether your plan, your proposed plan is okay or not, or whether there are any issues that you may not be able to transfer all the credits and so on. So it's good to do all the planning beforehand. 3 electives, I would say, is easier. Yeah, but in order to graduate on time, sometimes, yeah, if you could transfer to major core and major electives, it will be even better. So do your preparation beforehand. Yeah. So and some concern is other consideration that you may need to extend your study. Yeah, if you didn't really get enough credits to transfer, and prerequisites, as Wingy mentioned. Yeah, sometimes after you've done the exchange, yeah, you may not be able to fulfill the prerequisite for the Studio 3 courses or 4 courses. And then also you may not be able to pre-register your course because sometimes you don't have the requirements, and then you don't have the chance to prerequisite. And then when you want to register, when the term started, it's already full. Sometimes, yeah, you may have that concern, and you may need to apply for waiver, yeah, and also the skill courses, yeah, is only 1.5. So if you approve 1.5 units, then because always we need to do the 2 courses together, so it will be difficult to just enroll 1.5 units. So that may be another concern. Okay, so yeah, just some considerations about credit transfer. So any questions? Yep.
即係如果我要 defer， 即係諗定 defer 咁，我咪即係等佢可以將呢兩年嘅攤長，因為而家每個成本身4個成每個18年，如果我 defer 嘅係 defer 嗰年，咁我變咗6個成本，咁我咪可以將啲全部可能每個成績到15嘅，跟住攤長晒喺度。
呢個可以㗎。
但係deferral 咧，我哋就要睇 AR 啊同埋 approve 嘅，就唔係話我哋 apply 一個 deferral 嘅。即係咧就 defer 就我哋雖然我哋 AVA 每年都會recommend 同學 defer 嘅，但係咧去到最尾決定咧就係 AR 決定。
即係
可能 defer 唔到嘅。
我今年 year 咁，如果我下年如果為 year 4我成 two 去。但係 bonus project 做唔到嘅，
係啊，會自動有一個成嘅defer 嘅 exchange 嘅同學係會有得 defer 嘅，但係
一定有得 defer 一個成，
不
過你係 defer 1年㗎啦，
所以同埋你個
嘅都係
係啦，同埋 honest project 係成 two 先會出嘅啫，所以你中一個成又點算咧？你要諗下啦，係因為如果你咪隔咗一個成冇嘢咯。咁你之後你又要讀翻 honest project 喎，咁你中間嗰點算咧？可能要呢個 action 啊，或者諗下你點樣 plan 個 study 所以
爆佢咁讀咯，
可能得嘅，但係我哋都講唔定啦，得唔得？
通常咧 ，so usually did you guys defer?
I defer.
So what's your plan?
So actually, because I did my honors project last week, so this semester I only need 1 studio course of information.
I think if it's very close to the graduation requirement, usually they will let you defer. But if you have a very long distance from the graduation requirement, maybe they will reconsider your deferral.
係即係你嘅意思，即係譬如你個 studio 冇讀嘅，就等於year 5 成都冇翻先。咁問你嗰時有冇幾耐去 prepare 你個 IELTS？
我考過，
佢6.5咩？但係要
係啊，
但係佢好似
有啲係6年，係啊，啲係攞啲6年，跟住美國係7或者7年。
我見佢，因為我見佢最低係要落㗎。如果我攞下我平咗嘅，我下一份冇得補。
咁所以你個人 person 要 stay 嘅時間，每個人個程度都唔一樣。同埋頭先有 mention 過一點咧，買 flight ticket 咧買單程咁樣，但係我咧就係第2個意見嚟嘅，因為咧有一啲唔係因為我咧嗰陣時去蘇約咧，我係直接買去來回咁樣嘅機票。當然我有，因為我預咗自己要去周圍去啦，咁所以我係有 extend 咗1個月嘅比起我真正完成。跟住之後咧，我係用咗同埋咧你要留意，我覺得航空公司有冇 student discount 啊？我嗰陣時用 Turkish Airlines， 我係成功用咗5000零蚊港紙買到來回咯。跟住如果你之後再買，其實應該係 double 都唔止。咁所以我覺得即係睇下你嘅預算咯，同埋你自己有地方住咁樣，其實你一定會周圍同埋。我覺得歐洲係一個好好嘅菜式 ，which is 因為佢所有都黐埋晒一嚿，所以係啦，所以我喺嗰段時間我係把握機會去咗好多地方。所以我覺得呢個都係一個好大嘅，唔好諗咁多 credit transfer 嘅嘢，諗下你嘅將來。
我已經預區啦，已經係放到
我覺得啲 gas 又太細啦，我覺得每個人個太拉都唔一樣，所以我覺得係值得嘅。
係。
太多同需要合單都玩得行咩？
我哋都似I think quite a lot of our students actually defer. Yeah, some of them are defer 啦，just one semester 係啦，
主要係個 honors project 嗰邊夾嘅，即係如果我係咁啱入邊個 year four 成 two 去咁 honors project 係要讀住，中間 gap 咗成溫我用 year five。
係啊，你仲有個另一個 course 叫4036，你都要讀咯，即係嗰係成 two 上嚟都係 year four。
咁我諗緊，如果我冇上到個 year four 成 two，咁我個 year five 成溫要點啦佢？
係啦，你嗰度就諗下點中間嘅係。
你都要做你個 honors project 㗎嘛，係咪？咁通常你就係 honors project 嗰個 course 嗰陣就會讀埋呢個 course 咯，係咪？
即係我變咗讀4個 studio course 咁樣。
嗰個唔係 studio course
唔係我I mean話，咁我點都要揾嘢補翻中間個 gap 即係year five 成溫。
理論上係嘅，係啦。
即係好似揀咁嘅嘢讀咁樣。
睇下你個 major requirement 係差幾多？
差幾多就唔好揀，為咗要讀咯。
嗱，你哋
即係如果我係讀到級行咁樣嘅，咁啊即係等於係冇嘢要讀噶咯。
其實我聽過有啲同學可以 leave of absence 一個 semester， 即係後尾再翻嚟，咁你咪當到繼續成 full 咯。但係呢個就要都係睇下 approve 咁樣。
係咪？我聽講佢係咯。哦，佢啲嘢讀晒。哦。係。
不過佢就要溫馨，所以個學生冇佢。
減得好多。
係因為我每個 sem 都要讀一個 skill 加一個 skill 咯，所以如果我要 exchange 點都要讀佢。
係啊，其實係。
你同你一樣吹風波嘅成溫，即係都諗住兩層。所以我聽佢講都係應該即係翻嚟嘅成溫可能唔使讀嘢，
即係就夾咗佢。咁
但係要睇點，
係睇下
都要我佢翻嚟先知係，所以聽係咁諗，但係可能佢查你都要翻嚟再讀翻。
係啊，因為傳出嚟真係太湯，佢覺得。
你可以問下我，
係你就可以問我，或者我哋咯，我。
即係而家如果我係 leave 咗個成去 exchange， 咁其實我讀乜嘢都冇所謂嘅，因為我都係補翻嘅啫。
其實係㗎，如果你之前已經讀晒㗎啦，你都係整翻呢一科成。
即係可能我淨係嗰個成未讀，咁之後補翻咁嘅，我 exchange 嗰成就讀乜都冇所謂。
係啊，其實係啊，你甚至唔 training 都得㗎，你都係中意。
執起讀咯。
係啊，爭去下咯，可以㗎。
我喺 exchange 嗰個台灣女仔，即係佢哋學校俾佢哋 rest 咗先去 exchange，因為 COVID 問題，即係佢報嗰陣時係 COVID 係差咗，所以佢哋去到其實基本上佢讀咩都得，佢唔彈翻去，因為已經 rest 咗。
係差唔差你選擇嘅選擇？
即係因為你嗰度讀完嘅嘢，你翻過嚟其實你就唔想 get 咗個 year 嘅話，可能你翻過嚟先讀翻晒，再讀多次都冇都唔影響個題。即係你唔想 get 咗一個係即係我嘅，咁聽可能就係你真係自己啲嘢煩咯，但係翻嚟讀多次。
係啊，因為彈咗咧你就 read 唔翻嘅，即係佢個 system 會 set
冇得 read，
冇得 read 兩次。
呢個 process 係幾錢㗎？
點解嘅？
係啦，即係唯一就係上邊
如果我呢邊讀咗嘅嘢，佢 exchange 會讀一次，因為我今個成日 take 咗 way 嗰個 course 咁樣。跟住我 exchange 想 take 多次 ceramic 咁樣得。
係，但係你唔好翻嚟彈咗。
但係你翻
計咗你可以㗎，你錯
即係冇事發生嘅嘛。
冇事發生㗎。
興趣班。
你興趣班都得。
你當你自己嗰邊再讀多一次。
我真係記得。
係啦，即係到時翻嚟就會你係讀咗一個 free election，咁你就喺 free election 嗰個13個 unit 嗰度，你就可以嚟 fulfill 嗰個 requirement。
有 generic code 㗎嘛？
係啦。
即係嗰啲好奇怪嗰啲
你好，你好，算一個 code 俾佢。
即係你一個人去 Zurich，一個人去 Korea，咁你去所以使咪有啲 language 底啊？
英文就到嚟，去歐洲英文就到你去，可能聽去德國嗰啲就上堂完全聽唔明，所以我覺得好睇你嗰個 course 啊。
因為我睇過你啱嗰間 U 嗰啲 info，佢就話要識將。
我 take 嗰啲全部，同埋我覺得佢哋 professor 佢哋嘅英文程度係好好嘅，所以基本同埋佢哋基本上全上堂都係用英文，所以唔使擔心。
咪一就係嗰張 fact sheet 話佢大部分用德文寫。
佢堅定流，你要睇。
depends on course 同埋你係要。
係啦，即係個 course 係咯，即係佢會講呢個係用英文教嘅。
面生嗰邊嘅話，通常我有聽過都係用德文嘅，但係我自己因為冇 take 好多面生嘅，我係主要係同外面嘅人 course over 嘅，咁所以全部都係英文。
即係有啲份我聽到話日本即係日該人，本來係可以用英文嘅，都唔得。而家佢話
日本嗰個佢話要 at least M
係啊，所以佢會同時轉嘅，所以你一定要睇，佢可能個 policy 會轉。
而家日本係你唔識日文。
係啦，所以係要 check 一 check。
其實去到都好睇 because 因為佢寫話用英文教都好，即係我話我嗰 VB 個堂咧，其實佢有問我識唔識聽韓文，我80%到，跟住佢就覺得咁我用韓文教，跟住佢
咁你都話唔識啊嘛？
唔係我有講話其實聽冇問題，不過我講所以佢
即係同我一樣啊！喂，呢個日本我都冇。
咁你想寫啊？
要寫英文。但係佢所以個口感都睇老師。你去到，因為好多佢知你 exchange 咧，佢同你傾完覺得你啱唔啱讀嘅，佢都可能頭一兩個禮拜俾你轉課，所以都唔會話擔心唔啱讀。即係同我哋呢度一樣，頭兩個禮拜係end period，你可以轉到啱。
因為我就係見佢嗰啲即係 creative school 嗰啲，佢好多都係 interview 啊，將佢咁樣咧。如果你唔識，即係佢講係咁講啫。
唔係啊，真係我同佢，全部都係 individual concept，因為去意大利
做啲乜嘢啊？
即係 supervision 係嘛？
佢都話覺得幾好。佢係讀幾科咯？佢基本上佢頭先個 fashion 好似有嗰個範西嗰度得3科，佢話佢去到總之 painting 跟住咩design 嗰啲啦，得 fashion design。但係佢堂係照上，但係你喺個 studio 入邊，你做咩冇人理咯。跟住總之就交個翻 project 咯。所以唔同地方嘅教學 style 唔一樣，就睇你想點啦。即係歐洲偏向係 individual work 咯，跟住嚟 consultation 咁樣去，即係似 on call 咯，我自己會覺得係啦。但係如果你去亞洲地區咧，學台灣嗰啲。真係 skill course，你當全部都係 level 2逐步嚟嘅，有問題 professor 一定會落手幫你做。好唔錯，即係睇你好想，你想係自主多啲 create 啊，定係你想學一個好 advanced 嘅 skill？咁你就要睇下啲學校啦。
Any questions?
And then search for the courses by ourselves, right? And then go to the Oxford. Is this the order, or can we first choose the university that we want, then go to the AVA office so they can help us select the course?
Ideally, it depends on if you want to transfer your courses back to AVA and transfer your credits. We would suggest you to see what courses that are available from that university, and then you can see if there's any equivalent courses, especially the course contents and the assessments and everything. Are they similar to the courses back to AVA? And then you can decide on your own whether you want that to be your ideal transfer.
And where can we search for the courses that universities are offering? Like, because I know some universities, they offer courses, but not for the exchange students.
I think this one, we need to wait until you apply the exchange. Because usually the school will send a list for you to tell you what kind of course, international or exchange student you can choose. Because I used to study in Australia, they also, even you are like degree students, but they will specifically say this course is not for international, even they are taught information.
But before, like, during the application for the exchange, we already need to show the list of courses that we're going to take. Like in this application, the website, first we do the top 10 choices of universities, and then depending on the first choice, we need to select like 6 courses.
That one, yeah, I think that one you have to look at the first choice, it's easier.
Only yes.
Because, yeah, there are 10, like the list, you need to fill in 10 schools, but then you also need to like plan what course you need to take. So usually we look into your first prioritized schools, and then decide the course you want. But usually you need to maybe take a look at the previous year's course list, so it's easier for you to take reference. But every time when they accept you, they will send another new list saying this semester or like the coming year, what course they will provide. Then that is the time for you to really register what kind of course you want. So maybe you need to wait until that stage to confirm with the office what course you want to choose.
You also said that when choosing the courses for the first choice, you need to look at the previous courses.
You possibly sometimes on the exchange website, the fact sheets, they sometimes have the list there. But even if don't, if you just take reference, you can plug into the major that school has. For example, in Korea, they have like different school. You just click into it like a normal degree, what we're doing right now. Maybe just choose some course that you are interested in for that list first. But that is not the important one, and it doesn't really affect your final results for the course you choose. Because the real time that you really choose for the course is after they accept it. So it's more like maybe, for example, if you are going for exchange this coming semester, like next semester, you will receive everything like now. So you will be doing the visa, course choosing, leaving and everything like for now, middle of the semester, like the previous semester. So it's not a hurry for now, but then everything will speed up when you get the acceptance.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I think also in the fact sheets, they also have a contact person. So if you really want to, that's your top priority. That's that you want to study, and then you want to know the subjects a little bit earlier before you apply. You could contact the exchange coordinator from that university. There should be a contact there in the fact sheets. So fact sheets will be available in the website, the IO website. And then see whether they could answer some of your questions. And also some of the universities, if you know some classmates actually went there before, why not talking to them? Yeah, and then they'll give you some tips.
So for now, it's like the most important thing is to choose the university, right? Like we don't need to look for the exact course.
Yeah, I think you can do it later. Yeah, because
I'll look for you.
yeah, usually it's I think important, yes, because they have already a plan. I need to go to the US. I need to go to somewhere in Korea. So it's important to select the location and then the university. Yeah, different universities have different style. Yeah, and close to the city, not close to the city, and think about those first. And then I know that some universities only available for visual arts students. Yeah, but some of them is actually general. So those are checked pretty good. So like leads, they open to all subjects, and then they also have very good visual arts courses, and so select those. Think about the location first, and then later on they usually have a long list, and then you could compare.
Also, I have questions about the URL.
Mhm.
So on the website, it's written that exchange students cannot choose their courses at URL.
Yeah, different, and then also they have 3 colleges.
They have what?
So they have 3 colleges, like Chelsea, Camberwell, and also the other one, I couldn't quite remember, and also the communication, London Communication School or something like that. So different college will have different requirements, and then and also not quite sure about the semester as well. So it's quite strict, I think, for UAL. So you need to check, and then the budget is actually quite long. So you can check the details, and then and they also have a contact person. So you may not be able to choose. Well, I don't know. When I will look at the fact sheet, some of them, there are lots of options too. No. But some college maybe all the exchange students need to attend the same course. Maybe that's the case.
Other students going on exchange to URL.
I don't know. Anyone go to UAL?
The friends I know, they always do their meeting too, so.
Maybe we can check.
So probably was not on the list last few years, because I know Australia was not there last few years.
Oh, really?
Because I plan to go to Australia at that time. Because they don't have any visual art course, even design course.
Okay.
Because that school is not a partnership on the list. So they always change the school and the partnership every years. So that's why possibly that school is new on the list, and AVA students doesn't have anyone go on to the school yet. So if you are choosing those school, maybe you are like the person who are exploring the school. Yeah. But there has a risk, I would say.
Well, but
Yeah.
I don't care. So, going to London, going to UNL, is an experience already. So even I need to attend the same course, doesn't matter. I cannot transfer, doesn't matter. I saw that opportunity to go there, but I'm not sure. Maybe we could check, see whether there are any previous students who went to UAL.
Maybe from other.
But if we have someone from BU, then it will be good. So then we have some hands-on information. And the other one is Wimbledon. So but they all have different focuses. Some of them is actually focused on film. So I think Chelsea and also Camberwell maybe is suitable for fine arts students.
I guess there are many information places like in the schools.
But why not? It will be good. Okay. Any more questions? 有冇問題後邊？有冇問題啊？不過你 skill course 你揀多啲。
即係 level 2
係啦。
或者你可以睇嘅，你有咩 studio 想讀，就讀咗嗰啲嘅 level 2先。咁因為如果你 exchange 翻唔到，你買翻亦都可以揀到你本身想讀嘅 studio。即係我翻學嘅時候，我有諗過翻嚟揀上嘅 studio，但係原來得1點5我都唔得揀。咁所以可能就變咗你去之前你呢一 2就讀，可能Picking 我一定要讀，咁你一定要讀夠咗個月係先咯。咁你起碼 exchange 你讀完咧係 Picking 帶你翻嚟，一定有得讀個 studio。
不過都係grey area，因為佢冇 prerequisite 啦，但 prerequisite 係可以個 professor 係 approve 係啦。 不過你冇得 register 咯，因為你係唔可以 register 得到，因為冇咗嘅。
得翻嚟問嗰個 course 嘅老師，有冇 AVA 咁樣就。
你講 student。
係啊，因為嗰日我有問過 office 其實可以 accept 你我黐住讀嘅，但係就要問老師咯，因為可能老師都要睇你嘅 skill 可能就係可以。
係啊，
即係你翻入
即係 for example，如果我真係想跟阿 Ray 同level 3人啦，我可能就俾佢睇我 foreign 嗰啲嘢啦，有重點，跟住問佢可唔可以俾我淨係讀嗰個 hand building 一定要同時間讀 studio 咁樣咯。
或者可能直接跳上去 studio，因為佢話啊，我覺得佢嗰個已經即係都識得呢個 material 㗎啦，可以直接上
office 嗰啲價係咪真係高
？Not guarantee，不過就係可以問㗎。
你嗰邊做嗰啲咩，全部都要 record 佢嘅 case，就最重要嘅。
嗰邊做啲點大分，寄翻嚟㗎嘛。
係啊，好痛啊！因為啲時間唔齊，應該人雙都係算啦。
犀利啊 ！OK， 你有冇做咁多啊？
你個攞數攞嚟上完
，We are not chilling 。OK，
或者你嗰邊係即係成個成都係讀 group 咧？
哦，係，因為佢係 level 3，佢哋嘅 level，佢哋嗰邊同我哋一樣，因為佢4年都係 graphic design，佢就4年都係。4
年都試過係。
試過即係可能兩樣咯，ceramics 加 woodwork 或者 ceramics 加 metal 或者stonework 啊。
sculpture 加少。
係啊。depends 即係個 material 你自己揀。
即係
但係總之一定係 graphic 嘅。咁嗰日我有問佢哋，有啲真係讀 U 先學整陶瓷。
Okay, yeah. So maybe maybe we could close the session now, and thank you so much for sharing.